When your art form is comedy and then you have to be around
like
other
artists. Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, I like did this painting and it like means this. And I'm like, I told a dick joke last night.
It means something about dicks.
Something about dicks. So I'm also an artist.
We're not so different, actually.
Welcome to When Harry Dumped Sally. I'm Tess Menzies.
I'm Natasha Binnick.
This is a podcast where we watch a rom-com. We talk about the main relationship in the rom-com, and we decide how long we think the couple's going to stay together after the credits roll.
Who picks up with who? Why they do that to them?
And today we watched A Nice Indian Boy.
A 2025 film?
Yes, 2025. It premiered at South by Southwest in 2024.
Yes.
Based on a play.
Oh.
Or the script is a play from like 2015.
Cool. It has one of our people from our original improv schools, that one of the founders of our old improv school in it.
Yes, Peter Kim plays one of our main characters' best friends who he works with, Paul.
Yeah.
So shout out to Peter Kim.
Beautiful work.
Your improv school that you helped found is the reason that we're
here.
Aww. You're the reason this podcast exists.
Is because of you.
So
hope you don't mind taking credit for it.
If you want to blame someone.
Yeah, it's yourself. Sorry, buddy.
Our log line for this movie is when Naveen brings his fiance Jay home to meet his traditional Indian family, they must contend with accepting his white orphan artist boyfriend and helping them plan the Indian wedding of their dreams. And our main couple is Naveen Karan Soni and Jay Jonathan Groff.
Yes. And how do we hear? Was this a suggestion?
So it was requested.
I'd never seen it before.
I had not either.
But I'd heard of it from, I think, people who requested it also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cute.
It was for sure cute.
Yeah.
It was for sure cute. I don't know if I fully registered how kind of like similar like Jewish and Indian cultures are about finding a nice Indian boy, a nice Jewish boy.
I was like, I bet you related actually to quite a bit of this story.
Yes.
I also was going to ask about like the older sister dynamic, and like that felt maybe relevant to you, like the parents, how they treat his older sister versus how they treat him.
It was for sure very, very different. And look, I also just like, we'll get there when we get there. I couldn't get over like how awful she acted at our age. I couldn't really.
Yeah.
But we can get there.
This was one of those rom-coms, I think we've seen this before, where it's like the relationship, it's more about the family and like his relationship with his family.
Yeah.
And his partner, Jay, is kind of helping.
Like a piece of that like breaks it and bonds it sort of. Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt like their relationship was actually secondary to his relationship with his family, Naveen's. But do you want to do our countdown?
Yeah.
And then talk about them?
End of the film, we see them
married. It ends with their wedding.
Yeah. And I guess I'd assume they've been together maybe no longer than a year.
I was trying to figure that out as well.
Yeah.
Because the way that, again, with the movie being more about the family and him bringing somebody home and dealing with all of that.
Yeah.
I felt like we didn't get much relationship build up.
Yeah, and
to
the
point
pacing
where
was
like
unclear too.
Yeah, the engagement, I was like, what? I was like, if this is happening in real time, like y'all are crazy. But there was clearly a time jump that was like not fully explored, which is fine.
Yes. So I guess we say how long they'll be together.
If you have something to say first.
I just think the marriage, even though marriage, everyone can do divorces.
Everyone can do divorces.
The marriage really throws off a lot of stuff.
It always does.
And, well, whatever. All right.
Let's do it. Because I have things to say as well.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, forever.
Yeah. I think them being married, I have to assume that here was my thing.
I love how unhappy we both sounded about Forever, but go ahead.
This movie was cute. I liked this movie. They do not, in my opinion, the actors don't have good chemistry with each other.
The movie was cute. For the majority of it, I really disliked Naveen.
Oh, I felt like Jay was giving serial killer the entire time. I was like, if this were a different movie, I would be like, Jay murders on the side.
Jay is insane. Jay is insane and like probably what people consider quote unquote too much.
Yeah.
But like you're at least like, I see that he really likes this guy.
Yes.
And I see his personality, that he's passionate about this. Naveen just seems like he can't stand him the whole time, won't stick up for him ever.
Well, this is why I felt like the engagement kind of felt like it came out of nowhere because
which
I was
one?
like, the first one.
The first one was so fucked up.
Yeah.
I'll have a lot to say, but we'll get there. But
I was like, this feels like, I don't know. And Jay has that like, I love both of these actors. In everything else I've seen
I've
them
never
in.
seen Naveen in anything, I don't think.
He's been in quite a few things, but the one that I remember him from is Miracle Workers, if you ever watched that on HBO. It's a really good show. There's only like 3 seasons, I think.
Oh, I like that.
And it has like Daniel Radcliffe and Steve Buscemi are the other 2 like big actors.
Is it
But
a funny one?
it's funny, and every season it's the same characters, but they're in a different timeline. Like it's like
this
an
looks
anthology
cool.
almost.
Is this relatively recent, 2019?
Yeah, it's really good.
That's nice. I've been needing a new watch.
Would definitely recommend. So
Okay.
he's in that, and then Jonathan Groff,
Mindhunters.
Glee, etc.
Oh, I had no idea Glee.
That was kind of his big
Really?
first one. He also, so with Jay, feeling like Jay and Naveen did not have good chemistry, I was like, I know it's not the actors because I've seen the actors have good chemistry with other people. Jonathan Groff is also in the most recent season of Doctor Who.
Is he the doctor?
No,
Oh.
Ncuti Gatwa is the doctor, and they have crazy chemistry together in the episode that he's in. I was like, these 2 need to make out all the time.
Who's the doctor during that time?
Ncuti Gatwa.
Where do you watch Doctor Who now?
It's on Disney.
Got it.
This guy.
Oh, him from
Yeah, Barbie.
I think of him from Sex
Education.
Oh yeah, I could see them having great chemistry. Well, I do think it's because, frankly, Naveen's character sucked.
Well, and this is, again, I've seen Karan Soni in other things, and he's like very funny
don't
and
know
like
why
a
they made him
very
suck for
big.
this.
And his character in this is like very reserved, very awkward. I know that like he hasn't had a serious boyfriend that he's brought home to his parents. Like he's out, but like they haven't seen it is kind of what he says. But yeah, his character is like, their characters don't make sense together.
None. 0 cents. And it wasn't enjoyable for me. Because I was watching it with like a friend remotely, and he was like, maybe he's just shy, and I'm like, maybe, but then we're halfway like, no, he just sucks.
Yeah, and he does kind of redeem it at the end, like
right
he
at
comes
the
out of his
end.
shell more.
But I don't love right at the end, like,
No, I wish that we had seen him. I wish that we had seen in private him really coming out of his shell around Jay, but then closing up again when he's around his family, and that being more of the issue.
yeah, if that was the issue, that's fine. But like, I also like really hate seeing people like, I feel like we've seen so many movies, and it's usually in these like, people being comfortable, like being fully themselves, being like queer around their families with their partners. But I hate seeing people like not defend their partners in front of people. It really pisses me off.
Yeah.
I think the question people might have is then, why did we both say forever, given all of these things that we are saying?
I think that I have to believe. I do think
I have to believe in love.
I have to believe in love. I just like don't see either of them getting divorced.
Yeah.
I'd like the vibe from both of their characters isn't divorce. And I also felt like at the end we see Naveen come out of his shell a little bit more.
Yeah.
I guess at the end I was like, I guess I believe that they love each other. Like he did all of this for Jay.
Yeah.
He really kind of gave him what he wanted. Like I did think his second proposal was actually very cute.
Yes. Absolutely.
So I I think in the end I did believe it. It was just like the majority of the movie, I was like, they don't make sense together.
No, I wish they had not turned it on right at the end. I wish they had given more build. We go, okay, he is becoming better, because it really just seems like a display.
Like, I was kind of like, why is Jay putting up with this was another thing. And I was like, maybe Jay just like sees potential in him. But there was also a part of me with Jay's character. So his character's thing, he was adopted by Indian parents.
Yeah.
And so he grew up with like Indian culture. And that gets explained pretty quickly.
Extremely quickly.
For that hot moment where it's not explained, you're like, this guy is a weird white guy who's obsessed with Indian culture, kind of gives off serial killer vibes. Like, he's, I don't know.
Yes, it is odd. I do think why I landed on Forever was because, I mean, Jay will probably like do anything to make it work. I think there's so much, even though the sister's clearly getting a divorce, I think there's so much like loaded around being divorced, and kind of, I mean, I can't speak for like all kind of immigrant families, but like it's really like a row thing for folks. I think especially like kind of going through this whole like saga with them, it feels more awful. Like, it's almost like your family community have also like invested in this thing with you guys, and that kind of like, I think, loads it up more. And what is sweet at the end is like Jay has found like his new family.
Yes.
And like, I think that's a thing. Like, everyone's integrated in a way that is really beautiful and nice.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy for Jay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was kind of how I felt in the end as well. So.
Yeah, I guess it's Forever, but I wish they had given us the more we needed to be more excited about it for them. Because,
I wish it had been a cuter build-up.
Yeah.
But it was, again, I felt like, I was like, I guess that wasn't the point of the movie, but I wish that it had been.
Yeah, exactly. I wish it was made for us.
I wish it was less about his whole like family dynamic, but I did think that was cute. I thought there was so much cute stuff with his family.
100%.
Like, that gave us the like really nice, everything we're saying about the couple right now sounds like, again, it makes it sound like we didn't like the movie, but that wasn't the main thing.
The movie was lovely. I think
the family stuff was very cute.
I think they could have just written Naveen nicer and to be more positive during, you know?
Yeah, to Jay.
Yeah. But whatever.
All right, we start off, we're at his sister's wedding.
And it's narrated by him.
Yes, by Naveen. He's saying, I was 25 when my sister got married after a string of bad boyfriends. She let her parents fix her up with a nice Indian boy.
Yep.
And it was the best day of my mother's life.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of at the wedding being like, you're next. You're next.
Lady, blah, blah, blah.
And he's kind of like, I wonder what it's going to look like when I bring home a nice Indian boy.
Yeah.
And they know that he's gay, but they've never seen him with somebody.
I mean, at that point, I don't know if they know he's gay, to be honest.
He says that.
During the wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Although one of his cousins,
I don't know why I assumed it was the husband to be. For some
maybe
reason.
it's the husband to be.
Which was why I thought like, oh, maybe they don't know yet.
Yeah.
Because at 6 years, we see a 6-year jump to now. I don't know.
I guess maybe the husband, because this is kind of in a way an arranged marriage.
Yeah. That's
like,
true.
it's not fully arranged.
Yeah.
Like, they have gone on dates before,
Yeah.
but like the vibe is.
Yeah.
So maybe he
not
just
familiar with
doesn't
the
really
family.
know. But yeah, he asks, he's like, oh, are there any girls at the wedding that you're into? And he's kind of like, haha, no.
No, sorry.
And then we jump to 6 years later.
Yeah.
He's a doctor.
Of some sort.
His mom calls being like, should we renew your AAA? And then she starts describing the movie Milk to him, and just like, he's like, I don't need a recap of the movie. She's like, no, I watched it last night. Let me tell you the entire plot of the movie. And he's just like sitting there, like going through his day.
It's so funny.
I don't have this genre of mom, but I do love it. And I love people who have this genre of mom.
That just like wants to tell you, at you, everything.
Talk at you, just, explain an entire plot of a movie while
funny.
they sit there and they're just like, yeah.
My mom loves to tell me about documentaries she's watched. Plot twist. Each one, she's only watched the first 10 minutes of it, fallen asleep, but she's like going to tell me so much about those 10 minutes every time. It's crazy.
She's like, I got the gist of it.
So then he goes to
We
pray.
got chapter 1, the
Chapter 1.
boy.
Oh yeah, I for some reason until way late didn't notice these chapter
Oh,
markers.
okay.
Lucky, I guess.
Yeah, there are chapter markers.
Yes.
We're at chapter 1, the boy. He's at a temple.
Yeah.
And he notices Jay there.
Yes.
Goes to pray, and then he rings the bell. And he kind of notices him a little bit at the temple, as you would be like, why is a white man here?
Yeah. So like there's a part of me that's like it is weird, but then I'm also like, I don't know, is it like to have different religions? But then it's like, how do you get involved in that?
Right.
That's
I
really
think
the
that's
question,
the
is
question.
how do you get involved in this?
How did this happen? And
Yeah.
I think that white men really toe the line of cultural appropriation in a weird way.
Yeah.
And I guess this is maybe a little bit different, but like it makes me think of like white dudes who are obsessed with like East Asian culture
Yes.
and like Japanese culture
Yes.
and
Yes.
who do weird sex tourism stuff.
Yep.
And
And you're like, get out of here.
and they're like, I know Japanese and I know all this. And you're like, okay, but you got into it in a weird way.
Yeah, I don't really
and
wanna
I don't
know
know that
why.
there's that stereotype with like Indian culture,
No.
but
it does
this
just make
is
it
the
go like,
vibe.
what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, is this good or are we being weird?
Yeah.
So
And historically, white guys showing up.
it's
never
concerning.
good.
It's, you know, you're going to be like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Is this good? Is this safe?
Do you have a flag all of a sudden?
Are
Because
we-
I don't want it.
And then we cut to Naveen's back at his apartment. He's sending messages. The first guy he's sending a message to is a Ben.
Bad news, Ben.
I was like, ooh, are we gonna have a bad Ben? Because he kind of doesn't sound like a good dude. He's like an ex or something.
I feel like he's texting like kind of a bunch of like
Yeah.
exes and hookups and all of this stuff, which I'm also like, I don't know, when you like put that into who he is, I'm like, I don't love who he is. Do you know what I mean?
Just like reaching out to a bunch of.
Well, they try to be like, he's so shy. But then it's like you're like hitting up all of your priors and one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Make him better.
Yeah.
So one things he calls someone and leaves a voicemail, and he's like, I was drinking water, and I thought of you because you drink water. And I'm like, yeah, that's something I would do.
Hey, so I was drinking water and just kind of reminded me of you. Thought you'd want to know.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Ben never comes up again though, so
Thank God.
whatever. But we know he sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it's picture day
Picture day
at
at
the
doctor.
hospital.
The doctor at the hospital.
And
Yeah.
it has like major first day of school vibes.
Yeah.
Or like picture day at school vibes. And Jay is the photographer.
Yes.
And he brings up, he's like, I saw you at the Ganesh altar. And he's like, I promise I'm not following you.
Yeah, he's like, Ganesh. There's something so funny about that.
He's like, oh, Ganesh. They're like, oh, you've met him too?
You met him too.
That's crazy. And so he's kind of like, I'm not following you. I'm just in the neighborhood for this week. And this is the first time I was like, this guy seems like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like it seems like he's following him around.
Yeah.
He doesn't blink. He's like he has a very intense stare, and Naveen calls this out as like a thing that's off-putting, but also that I think might attract him to him. Like there's an intensity to him.
Yeah.
But I'm like, people who don't blink, I'm like, are you gonna kill me?
Why are your eyes so wet naturally?
Yeah. Why
not
are you
good.
like, I don't want to miss a single thing,
So romantic.
so I can't blink because I have to see everything.
I have to
and
take a million
see
pictures, but with my
you.
eyes.
And I'm like,
Ooh.
please blink and don't look at me. As a person who eye contact makes me uncomfortable, and he gave a lot of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're doing.
He says it was great to see you again, too, at the end.
He's directing the picture, and it's kind of like very sexy, dreamy, even though it's just like this basic
I
ass
know.
like picture for his
But
badge
it feels
or whatever.
extremely like intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he says he has an extra ticket to a film screening and invites him. And it's a Bollywood film, Diwali Dulhania. They call it DDLJ pretty much the whole time.
Yes.
And this was again, I was like, right after this, we reveal that he was adopted by Indian parents. But like this, I'm like, the temple, like bringing him to a Bollywood film. I'm like, it's giving like weird. It's weird.
It's very weird. I guess like it's hard to find a close comparison, but like in his position, I'd be like, do you think that I only watched these kind of films? Are you asking me here? Like, this feels too weird.
Right. Like there would be a weird thing. I don't know. I feel like it would be like if someone took you on a first date and they were like, I brought you to a Peruvian restaurant.
One of my ex's fathers was like, oh, do you think she'd like this place because it's Peruvian? It's like, honestly, I would. Fair. But like, still it is like.
You're like, I grew up in America.
I try to make a comparison, but I'm like, I fucking love Peruvian food.
I mean, and I think he loves this movie.
He loves this movie, yeah.
Like it's not that he doesn't love these things. It's just like the vibe is like, I figured this is
This is the only thing you watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But we find out pretty quickly after this that yes, he was adopted and raised by Indian parents. He was in the foster system, and they eventually adopted him. And we're kind of getting a cut back and forth of Naveen telling Paul about the date and being like, it was kind of weird because also just on the street, Jay just like bursts into a song from the film, and it's like, what are we doing?
It is rough. I just want to agree. I know that I've been a Jay defender during some of this. Rough, uncomfortable, don't like it.
I was like, do we need Jonathan?
In a different language, all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jonathan Groff was like, I need to sing in this. I'm not going to do
hard. It was hard. I don't blame him. Yeah,
I was like, this would, I don't know. And then he's like, I think people find Bollywood a bit much, but it's because people are embarrassed by the bigness of love. And this is him. He's like, everything is kind of over the top with Jay. This would be a turnoff for me. Somebody started randomly singing to me on the street. I would say, I don't know about that.
It happened to me first year of college, and I did not like it.
Oh, yeah.
Did not like it.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. It's a little too much. It's a little too much. I forget. It must have been Paul who said this. I don't know how it came up. Who says the anxious people are the best in bed? You know why? Because they try harder.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really good in bed.
Yeah. Anxious people always.
Always. Every
people
day.
Pleasers. And then I think he's. I wrote this down, but Naveen at some point is like, well, it's 2024. The world is burning. Like, I think that's why people, I don't know. I just liked it.
Yeah.
And then Paulo is like, oh, so you went home. And then it cuts to them at a bar.
Yeah. At some point it says, the notes I wrote here are so fragmented, but at some point someone says, maybe it's Jay, that it doesn't end up with a couple ending up together at the end like an American movie. And I'm like, yeah, we could never do that one on our podcast, I guess.
No, we can't do DDLJ on our
pod. What I love about the end of the date, unless you have more to say during the date.
Oh, I like that there's a point when Jay's kind of like, oh, tell me about your job maybe. And Naveen just like info dumps about the dumbest shit about the hospital. And he's like describing the parking structure in detail. He's like, yeah, there's slots with like numbers and there's like 4 stories, and he's going into detail about it. And I think that it's like, I kind of felt like it was a funny commentary on dating and people talking about their jobs and the things that you talk about when you're getting to know somebody.
Yeah.
That it's usually you're just like telling someone like the dumbest shit. And it's like, yeah, no, we all kind of understand how work works.
You've seen parking garages.
We all know parking garages.
Yeah. I loved how he got out of the date, because it's the way that I long to get out of every date now in the future, where he says lives are at stake.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Sorry,
so
I
good.
gotta go. Lives are at stake. Because Jay leans in to kiss him.
Yes.
Jay also describes his future wedding. He wants a big family. He wants to do choreographed dances. I'm like, what a theater kid.
Yes.
Jonathan Groff is, at his core a theater kid, and
Yes.
we love that for him.
It's so good.
He was also in the original Hamilton cast. I'm remembering that now.
Oh, I didn't know it was the original. I thought it was a different. Maybe I'm wrong. But he plays a really good. I saw
King
videos of him
George.
doing that. I haven't
Yes,
watched it,
it's
but I'm
so
like,
good.
extraordinary.
Yeah, love him as King George.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the original one, but it's the one that's on Disney for sure, which I thought was the original cast. Anyway, major theater kid vibes.
So
I mean,
fun.
breaking out into song on the street,
I
like
know.
it's such a theater kid move, and that's too far for me.
Yes. I'm with you. I completely agree. Also, asking on a first date, like, what do you want your wedding to look like, is pretty heavy-handed.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
it
is all about love.
Yeah, he loves love. He's just like us, really.
He's just like us. And then
We go to his art show.
yeah, Jay
took me a while to
left
figure out
him
where we went.
an invite.
Yeah.
But like in his mail, he like got it in the mail, and this is why I'm like,
He's never beating the serial killer allegations now.
yeah, this guy is a serial killer. Like he knows where he lives. He
Again.
followed you home,
Or he's passionate.
yeah, or
He cares.
maybe he walked him home or something. Like, and we can use that. But
then
like,
that's
I don't know.
still
We
weird.
didn't see that.
No, even like walking him home and going, okay, here's
All
his
right.
address is weird too.
Yeah. I've clocked where you live. I'm remembering the directions because he notices everything because he doesn't blink.
Yeah.
He knows how to get around town.
That's true.
Because he's not wasting his time
wasting
blinking.
It's dark when you blink.
Yeah. And
And
you
we
might
haven't
miss
figured that out
something.
yet.
No, I blink too much
I
to
blink
know
so
how
much.
to get home.
I miss a lot. So yeah, here at his art show, we see like a picture of him and his parents.
Yeah, that's like the final photograph. He asks at the end what he thought of the show, and Naveen is like, oh yeah, I liked that picture of you and your parents. It's like a really awkward conversation. Again, I wrote down, this guy is giving serial killer.
And then they kiss.
They kiss.
Yeah.
And then Naveen is at home. He's with his family. His sister's taking on a new client, and mom keeps being like, take a vacation, have a baby.
And the sister's being a little weird.
Yeah, she's kind of like, what? And then she's like, why don't you ever ask Naveen if he has a new boyfriend? Like, why are you bothering me about having a
Yes.
baby? And dad doesn't look up from his plate and it's just like, stop, you're making him uncomfortable. Like, don't talk about that.
And it's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't feel like it's actually for the son. It feels like it's for the dad.
No, it's
the dad's like, I
100%.
don't really want to hear about this.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable with this, you know?
And then he's meeting Jay's friends, who are also really intense and weird. And
But they're all like clearly extremely like artsy.
super artsy vibes.
Yeah.
Which is cool or whatever. It kind of reminded me of the ballerina that we were friends with in San Francisco and her like loft space in
Yes.
Oakland.
Yes, 100%.
And the people that would come through there. And then she would like bring us and be like, oh, it's going to be a bunch of artists. And then we're just like shitty comedians. Like when your art form is comedy, and then you have to be around
Like
other
artists. Yeah.
and they're like, oh yeah, I like did this painting, and it like means this, and I'm like, I told a dick joke last night.
It means something about dicks.
Something about dicks. So I'm also an artist.
We're not so different, actually. It's really hard to, especially in those spaces, embrace the idea that what we do is art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
in
it
that
is.
sense. It is, but calling
But-
myself an artist feels sickening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I one time made a joke on Threads that I can't remember what it was, but it did talk about art and like being like people need to like not take it at face value, or like maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I said something about it and somehow it ended up on like fine art threads, and like the people coming in were like criticizing me aggressively about like their oil paintings, and like they're like, well, when I paint something like, and I'm like, I'm a comedian. I'm so
talk about
sorry
different stuff.
that my shit ended up on your side of Threads. Ignore me.
Sorry.
Truly.
My medium is this going ba 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 ba. We're doing
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah. Or even like meeting a serious actor and they're like, yeah, my craft. And I'm like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
My craft also.
So my craft. I don't know. And I don't know that I know many comics who are able to really be like, you have to be so earnest in a way that feels like antithetical to how we function.
Being a comedian,
yeah.
And I do think it's important, I guess, to call ourselves artists, but
it is theoretically accurate, technically accurate. You know what I mean?
But then when you're around other artists, you're kind of like,
it's
okay.
like calling a square a rectangle. You're like, yeah. You're right.
We do, because what we do is creative.
Yes.
I think that it's easier to call myself like a creative than to call myself an artist.
It is, but then creative is so like loaded in like the corporate sphere.
Yeah.
Where like anyone who like makes something that's not whatever, they're like, oh, he's a creative. Like it feels like a
that's
whole
good
different
point.
thing. I don't know.
I feel like
Just call me a jester.
forced myself to get more comfortable with it once I was like, if this is actually what I want my job to be, I need to start acting like it's actually my job.
Yeah.
But it is uncomfortable.
For sure.
And especially when you're around other types of artists who like really are like deep and their art really
I do
means
all
something.
feels. I do all, and sometimes they're like so that they like interpersonally don't enjoy your jokes, like don't like to clock it.
Well,
like,
I think
poke
this
at the idea of
is-
sincerity or insincerity.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what I mean about my joke ending up on that side of Threads was like, I was like, I'm talking about a different type of art.
Yes.
You're right. Like I think that it maybe had something to do with sincerity
Yeah.
and being like, none of this is like actually real. Like we're not being sincere. Like stop taking it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we are actually very important. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
never mind. I'm not. Anyway, so
One of these artsy friends warns him that like, hey, Jay's sensitive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
I love that the friend comes over and she's like, Jay tells me you're a healer.
That was so funny.
And he's like, yeah, I'm a doctor.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's like, again, yes. But healer feels like you're doing magic with your hands.
Yes.
Right?
It feels like a video game.
Yes.
Or like play the like D&D.
Exactly.
Like you're like
there's something that's absolutely not scientific about the way you are becoming better through my work.
It's magic.
It's magic.
Yeah. She says she's a projectionist. She's actually a projectionist at AMC though.
Yes.
And one of them has made focaccia, and it's wheat focaccia, which I was like, I guess you could make wheat focaccia. Not a thing that I would expect to have wheat in it.
No, and it's a thing where once I tasted it, it'd be pretty clear there's weed in it, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know if focaccia's covering it up. Maybe if it was like super garlicky.
And Naveen was like, oh my God, I love bread. And I'm kind of like, I don't really get who Naveen is. Because implication is like, it felt very like, LA, I don't eat bread. And I'm like, who is he? What's going on with him?
Yeah, I feel like he is just very socially awkward.
But like also like incredibly boring. Like people who are like, I don't eat bread feel like such a like, I subscribe to like whatever things I've been told. And because of that, I like act all of these ways to get to wherever. Like it just seems so boring, you know?
But his thing is he loves bread.
Well, it felt like he said, I love bread in a way where it felt like he keeps himself not eating bread. Like it felt like a big deal that he was eating bread. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like the way, like, you know, some like cliche,
He's like, oh, I haven't eaten bread in
models
years.
would. You know, like, oh my God, I love bread. Like it's a secret. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was very confused by it.
I think he's just like such a socially awkward person that he's like, I don't know what to say to this, so I'm just going to say I love bread.
Okay.
That was how I read it, but
Yours may be a more reasonable take. Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. We all love bread.
Yeah.
So
Could you imagine if someone didn't love bread?
I think they're lying.
Yeah. if bread would kill you, I understand. That's, that's not.
I think the only way I accept I don't love bread is if it's like in a discussion of like which of these like gluten starches are better, and you can compare it to like noodles or pasta or something like that,
And
I'm
being like, bread is lower tier, but bread is still good.
Bread's good.
I love bread.
I love bread. We're just
wow,
like Naveen.
we're just like Naveen. Chapter 2, the love.
They're high on focaccia.
Well, that happens, and then I just skipped forward.
I respect that. Okay. Again, sorry, I have no chapter markers, so you're gonna have to keep doing that to me.
Now they're doing like a karaoke thing.
Drag bar.
And he's trying to figure out how to tell his mom. He's like over at his. I don't know. I felt like the love. I kind of wish that I'd seen more of a montage, but again, it's not about them. It's about the family.
Yeah.
So he's with his mom and sister, and he's trying to figure out. He wants to tell his mom about Jay, but mom's too busy yelling at his sister about her eggs drying up.
Yeah.
I really liked. She's like, "Your eggs are gonna dry up," and she's like, "So be it."
Let them.
Let them dry up. Let them die.
I don't know when this happened, but I just have the line white Hindu orphan artist boyfriend. Love. Accurate.
Yeah. He runs into his sister's husband with Jay, and it's like this.
They're holding hands for a second, and then he's weird about it and drops it.
And Jay is upset by this.
Of course.
And he's kind of like, no, if you met my family, you'd understand. And Jay's kind of like, if. Like, I thought we were for sure.
That was a given. And they're having dinner with their friends, the artist friends. It's the 4 of them. And they basically, like, do a fight in front of them.
Yes.
Which Jay kind of forces.
Yeah. Jay is one of those people where, he's like, I guess based on his upbringing, being in all these foster homes, like, he's kind of the type of person who seems like he's like, I don't have time for bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do like, I'm upset with you right now, and I'm going to like tell
you know
that
what it
I'm
is
upset.
right now. Yeah. And
Which
I like that.
I like that.
I feel like that's closer to you than it is to me.
Yeah, I'm not very good at not fighting. If we're gonna do it, then let's do it.
But he like tells the friends like, I've kind of made this guy part of my family, and he's not maybe part of their family. And in that fight, effectively, Naveen proposes, and I hate that.
Yes,
I really don't like it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna propose, be prepared to propose always.
Right.
No ring. My parents, their proposal was part of a fight, which I think is always bad news bears.
Yeah.
I think she was like complaining to him, like, blah blah blah, like, I'm cleaning up after you, blah, 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 and we're not even married. And he's like, oh, you want to get married? And then...
Romance.
I do not. I think proposal part of a fight is just bad news.
And it wasn't even like... Does that mean... Like, it was crazy because, they're having this thing. Jay is crying, and Naveen feels bad, and he's like, no, I want the same thing as you. And Jay's like, does that mean that you... And Naveen says yes. And I genuinely, in this moment, thought that he meant love. Like, this was the first time they were saying, I love you. I did not even realize marriage was on the table because we had gotten so little of their relationship.
I don't know why it was completely clear to me that it was a proposal, and I was pissed.
I mean, it ended up being clear pretty quickly after that. Yeah. But, like, I was like, what?
It's crazy. Yeah.
Not a good proposal.
Nope, bad proposal. So then after is when he brings him to like bring his family.
We're on chapter 3, the family.
Chapter 3. And I love kind of the prep you give someone before meeting your parents.
At least he did that. That's good.
Yeah, it was just very relatable. He's like, my parents are super liberal for Indians. Just don't bring up alcohol or maybe men or sex or drugs.
Drinking, meat, sex, or drugs.
Thank you. Or physical affection or open declarations of love. And I'm like, yeah, that's my family.
Be yourself, but a little bit more formal. Like you're interviewing for the presidency.
That was so good. That was so funny.
I also, though, he was like, don't bring up drinking, and Jay is bringing them a very expensive whiskey as a gift.
Did someone not see that happen as part of, I don't know.
And then he goes to touch their feet which is like clearly a sign of respect. But
Yes.
also, again, I'd be like, why is this white man doing this?
Why has no one told anyone what's going on here?
Yeah.
Why is Naveen essentially pulling the same trick on his family that Jay kind of did to him? Like Naveen was like, you could have told me about this before, and then he's not doing that with his parents at all, which is crazy.
He hasn't given them a heads up.
No. I think maybe he's even told them he's met like a nice Indian, but like I think they're expecting an Indian.
When he first calls, his dad, that he tells him mom isn't there, and so he has to talk to his dad, and he says that he met him at the temple, and so that's what dad is like. Let's make an assumption about who's at the temple,
which isn't a wild assumption. Yeah. So yeah, he goes to like touch his feet, and the sister walks through, and she's like, "Did he just try to touch her feet?" Like,
sister's not happy. Sister, we find out eventually, is going through a divorce.
Immediately, I'm like, either she's pregnant and hates it, or she's about to get divorced. Yeah, because she is being unpleasant.
No, she is not happy.
So unhappy, and just we'll get to it.
I think that there's clearly like a lot of jealousy there, because she's like, well, I think immediately seeing that he's with a white guy, she's like, I could have never brought a white guy home.
And I think she's super right.
Absolutely.
Yes. And generally we see like there are ways in which this family is extremely supportive of Naveen in the most bizarre ways. Like they all go to the living room and they're constantly watching Out TV.
Yes.
And the father's like, we played this gay TV show for you. Yeah. Like it's ridiculous what they do. And like I think even mom like watching Milk earlier and like telling about that. Like they're extremely supportive in their weird way they can be.
Yes.
And I completely agree. The sister's like, this would not have been fine if it was me doing anything similar.
And this is where I feel like parents treating the eldest daughter differently than her younger brother.
So different and it's so fucked up.
Yeah.
It makes me furious. But I also, again, still didn't like how she acted.
No, she's... especially this next part, because we're having this like awkward moment, and then Jay decides to go vape in the bathroom, and I'm like, Jay, come on, bro. Like,
well, I think he finds out that like they didn't know, like there's a lot of tension beforehand, really uncomfortable, mean stuff. And then Naveen like unsays that they're engaged in front of the family. And Jay is like obviously anxious and pissed off and like whatever, So he
goes to vape in the bathroom.
I assumed it was vaping like nicotine, and then it clearly wasn't.
No, it's weed.
Yeah, that was crazy to me.
And I'm like, bro, vaping nicotine would be a totally different situation. Vaping weed, I'm like, you're
what? First time meeting his parents?
Yeah, like
when you also got the prep, like, hey, don't talk about drugs, this, that.
Yeah, and I know that some people can be high around people and be like normal. Couldn't be me. I would be losing. I would not be happy at all.
But also, like, if you had just were under the impression you were engaged and then suddenly we're not, like, I'm almost like, fuck you guys. Like, I don't care. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. He throws out the cartridge horribly because he's out. I'm like, put it in your pocket. Don't throw it out in front of this family who is not gonna.
I'm sorry. I'm siding with Jay here. It is so fucked up what has just happened. Like, I don't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. You know what I mean?
But I think that he does still. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't read him because he's never blinking and he has no emotions because he's a serial killer.
He had obvious emotions. He was furious and shocked and upset.
I think this is the way you express emotions.
Maybe, but it was clear to me.
Wasn't clear to me at all. I said, this man's feeling nothing, and now he's just going to get stoned.
We're going to rewatch this scene later because it is very clear. He's very upset.
I did not think it was clear at all. I thought I was just like, what are we doing?
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I'm like, put it in your pocket. I would still do that. I would still put the cart, like, even if I was pissed off.
Yeah.
I would not throw because I don't know. I just would.
Me, from his perspective, like, we're breaking up basically. Like, what?
Even if we were breaking up, I would still do that.
I don't care. I'd throw it in the trash.
Fucking blow smoke at the family. Fuck all of you. Yes. Except you wouldn't actually do that. You would sit there with this blank emotion of whatever the fuck Jay's doing. No emotions at all.
But I'd be like, we're not talking after
this.
I'm leaving. I don't give a shit. But like for him, if this is his crutch, this is like how, do you know what I mean? Like whatever his coping thing is. I don't know.
I feel
it's
like,
fucked up.
Did he really undo the wedding?
Yes. Naveen says, no, we aren't engaged.
Okay, I feel like I have this written down where the sister's like, let's start planning the wedding now. And Jay says, oh, okay, sure.
Sister's like upset, and then they're like, well, because Jay says something like blah 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 blah, like we're engaged, and then everyone's like, what?
Oh, he says, well, we've talked about it. That's what he says.
And then Naveen's like, no, we aren't engaged. And then Jay's like, what? Because clearly they were engaged.
Right. I feel like,
and that's when he goes to the
is that
bathroom.
he's just being awkward. I mean, all of this is obviously terrible. It's a terrible situation. People weren't prepared for it. I do feel for Naveen in this situation, though. Like, but he should have been, I don't know. I think that he was feeling scared around his family.
Yeah, I get that. And like, you're 31. Like, this
Yeah.
is behavior for like early 20s if you're going to be like a fucking baby. You know what I mean?
I think, but he's just like never brought anyone home, but also their engagement makes no sense at all.
Their engagement's
so
crazy.
They're back at the dinner table. He has a tattoo of Ganesh. The mom's like, oh, did you get that for us?
That was so funny.
And then Jay, what do you do? I'm a freelance photographer. No, for a living.
And then the father's like, well, freelance means unemployed, right? Mm-hmm. And they speak to each other, the parents, in Hindi. And then
And Jay is like,
Jay understands Hindi.
Yeah.
And then the sister just starts being awful.
She finds the cartridge, and this is when she's like coming out and being a bitch about it.
Yes.
I'm like, come on, you don't need to come out and be like, I found weed in the bathroom.
And this
like,
is where she's equally like, why are they acting like teenagers
Yeah.
here? I was so upset about that too.
And then Jay just like he's just an aggressively honest person. He's just like, oh, it shouldn't have left a smell. And he's like, yeah, it's marijuana. I'm just like, I guess you're caught. Like, what else are you going to do? But I felt like, I don't know, Jay's vibe, again, I don't like Jay's vibe.
Yeah.
At all.
And Naveen can suck it. So.
I'm not a fan of Naveen either. Jay just the entire time I'm like, what?
Jay's a lot for sure.
He's just a lot.
And so like whatever, eventually they leave, and
now Naveen is mad at his family. He tells them that Jay makes him happy. Sister's like, since when did that matter to anybody in this house? So Naveen does stand up for him, just like not in the moment when it mattered.
no. And then again later when it would have been useful, he didn't either. So like we find out, of course, sisters and the husband are getting divorced.
Yes.
And they go back to the place, and Jay starts packing up his stuff because he's like, this is over.
Yep.
And then Naveen says, if you think I'm going to make some speech to stop you, then you're wrong. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I hated that too. Like, I really don't like Naveen. Like, you're not going to try to like make
and
this
Jay's
work?
like, I should have known this wouldn't work when I started singing. You're ashamed of me and you're ashamed of yourself. And I think that like, I do think that Naveen, I'm not a fan, but I think I maybe just relate to him a little bit more because I'd be like, yeah, I guess I should have realized it wasn't going to work when you started singing
The
as
singing
well.
was crazy. The singing was
I should have
crazy, and I
realized it
cannot
wasn't
defend
gonna
it.
work when you stalked me on the way home and probably are gonna kill me later.
Yeah.
But he calls him out. He's like, you move through public spaces like your existence is inconvenient. Like Naveen has so much shit he just needs to work through.
Yeah.
And Jay has worked through a lot of his shame.
Yeah. And then it's such a different experience, like growing up, also like being like, they both have these like culturally Indian experiences, but also like Naveen has the experience of like growing up in this culture, like in this country as like a man of color, and like how that impacts you growing up, you know?
Right. Jay still has privilege in certain ways.
But obviously Jay also like grew up in like probably pretty shitty like foster homes for a while.
He has a scar from like one of his foster dads hurting him.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
It just all kind of sucks. Mm-hmm. Then I think we're back at work. We hear like...
We get chapter 4, the music.
Yeah. I have a note. I think Paul's just like talking for a while at work.
Yeah, Paul he's telling him that the game has changed for dating.
Big dicks are out. We're into tiny little modest dicks.
Yes. We're into modest dicks now.
Love
Big
that.
dicks, totally 90s.
Yes. Completely agree.
And then you know, he's like, we're going to go out. Let's go out. And he's like, I'm not going out. And then we cut to them coming home that night. And he's like, woo, I love going out. I think that Naveen really, like, the reason that they work is Naveen really needs somebody to help bring him out of his shell. And I think that it makes sense also. You can see it in his friendship with Paul.
He attracts these people in his life, or he keeps those people in his life.
He needs people around him who are going to bring him out. But you have to work on yourself. You can't be like treating these people like they're an inconvenience.
Exactly.
And I do think that there's also a difference between having a friend who is like that and dating someone who is like that, and having to, because I think can frequently attach a lot to the person we're dating and treat them as an extension of ourselves and be like more embarrassed by them than we are embarrassed by our friends.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, that's just how they are.
Yeah,
but
I didn't choose to have sex with them regularly.
Exactly. But then you're like, oh, I married this person. Yeah. They're fucking weird.
Yeah. We see they get home, sister's home at his house too.
And she's like, are you drunk?
Yeah.
Very judgy.
She's like, how many secret boyfriends do you have?
Are you a ghost?
Which is something actually the parents had said about the sister earlier,
that she moves around the house like a ghost.
I don't know what that's about. But then he like is angry and kind of implies she's a breakup. She's like, well, if your relationship was that fragile, maybe I did you a favor.
I know. I was like,
dude,
girl,
settle down.
And then he says to that, God, I can't imagine why you're getting a divorce. This is also great.
It is good.
Next morning he's asking, you know, why she's getting divorced. And she says a month ago they were watching Project Runway. Heidi Klum was wearing a dress and she asked like if she should wear that dress too. And he said, I don't care what you wear. I just want you to show up.
Huh.
Is what her husband said to her.
And I guess like, I don't know what the implications are, like that she doesn't show up for stuff and it makes him upset, or like that, just that like he doesn't give a shit. Because her indications, he just doesn't like, he's not into me in any way.
She's like, we don't even look at each other. Like there's nothing passionate there. Like he doesn't see me or care about me.
Yeah.
I think that there's a very interesting brother-sister dynamic happening here where he's kind of like, who cares? And like they didn't like actually sell you off. Like, yeah, it was you met because of parents, but like whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that there's like a misunderstanding of they both want different things from their parents, and both of them feel like the other person is getting, like he would love for his parents to accept him and set him up, honestly. Like he would actually be like, oh, well, that's proof that like
they're invested
in who you end up with and all of that.
Yeah.
And then she is having the other thing where she's like, I wish they would like leave me alone and that I could be whoever the fuck I want to be. And so they're both like kind of jealous of what the other person is getting from the parents, even though neither one is like particularly good.
And both of them, I think, have the tolerance for the opposite thing too. I think she probably has like a thicker skin about if they don't like him. She's like, you know?
Yes. And he just wants his parents' approval.
Yeah.
So
eventually they get to like a nice place.
Yeah. And she kind of is like, I don't know, like you loved that movie that he took you to and he really liked you. Like she's kind of like, that's crazy. Like you should get him back. He really liked you. And I'm like, girl, you fucked the whole thing up. Girl.
I still say she didn't.
Naveen ultimately did, but
the pot thing was annoying, but he started it by being like, oh no, we're not.
But he started behaving that way because she immediately upon seeing Jay was like, what the fuck is this? Like I wouldn't have been allowed to, like I feel like she immediately brought the vibes down.
Yeah. But I think there could have been a chance that Jay, without all this, brought up the proposal and that Naveen would have still been like, oh no, it's not real. Like, I don't think that has to do with just what the sister is doing.
I don't necessarily, I agree with you, but I do think that the vibes
the sister
of
didn't
the
help.
meeting got real fucked up from the sister right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway.
I do not like the sister's behavior, and I do not
No.
condone any of her behavior.
But I agree. Naveen also
Yeah, he
ultimately
kinda
fucked it up
sucked.
himself.
And he had so many opportunities later to fix it. He could have been
Yes.
like, I will make this big speech. I will
Yes,
do this.
he was like, no, I'm not going to. And that was shitty.
Yeah.
And then he's at temple talking about what happened to Ganesh. He's like, you're my favorite deity.
Oh, yeah. I liked that. That was very funny to me.
He's like, don't tell any of the others, but you're my
I like that
favorite.
one.
Jay's with his friends. And this is when we finally get Naveen doing anything good, because they're like, we want to watch DDJL.
Yeah.
And Jay's kind of like, I don't want to watch this. Like, it's too soon. It
Yeah.
reminds me of Naveen, etc. And then Naveen has inserted himself in the movie.
Yeah,
and
it's very
like
cute.
all him. And he kind of comes out and he's like, I needed to make a dramatic display of, my love for you. He tells them that he's beautiful, wise, and brave, and that he's lost without him. And then he comes out and he's dressed in the little outfit and like
With the little
actually
wig.
proposes.
Yeah.
And it's very sweet. And
It was
this is
lovely.
like,
We love it.
He finally, meets Jay where he gives Jay what he honestly deserves and wants in a relationship.
Yes. And like, he's a very like, he loves love.
He loves love.
Give him
He
love
is
the
a
way he
theater
loves
kid.
it. Yes, big time. Can't help it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him that big public display of affection.
Yes.
Start singing on the street.
Yeah. Why not?
So he,
Then it's like what?
and then Jay is like, I'm not going to do this without your family. He's like, I love your family too.
Yeah.
And then Paul and his sister Arundhati are also there. They come out and
Yeah, it's very sweet.
cute.
I loved it. I was so happy. And so then it's wedding planning time essentially.
Yeah.
And at least his mom is like on board in such a way that I think he probably
Yes.
loves. Even if he's being like, we don't need to do this. She's like, no, we're doing this.
She's like, we're doing a big wedding. Well,
Yeah.
at first she's like, he's kind of like, I want, to have an Indian wedding. And she's like, oh, I thought that you would want a more gay wedding with an internet priest, matching suits in a barn.
Yes, it was very funny.
He's like, no. And they're kind of, she wants to do proper printed invites. Like,
Yeah, because he's like, how about email? And she's like, no, we're going to do it for real. I don't know if the dad or the person asked which one of them is the bride.
it's when they go to this,
To check out the barn
this
space. Yeah.
And he is like, the guy who owns the space, I guess, or who's going to be
Yeah.
officiating is like, this is a great space. It has the lowest divorce rates. September 11th is the next available date. And mom's just like,
Oh, this is great.
yeah. And Naveen's like, no,
No.
we're not doing it. And she's like, why? And then she's like, oh, right. Is there a discount?
Great question, honestly.
Yeah. Which apparently there is. Apparently September 11th is a cheaper day to get married because, that makes sense.
It makes all the sense in the world, and I would for sure get married on it anyway.
Yeah.
What?
Then you'll never forget.
Never
you
forget.
know?
Mhm. Two tragic things happened on this day. There's some joke later about about the sister. Someone being like, "We gave the sister away to this guy's parents," and I think the father's like, "Well, we tried."
Yeah. And then his dad goes to the car and he kind of follows him and is talking to him. And dad's kind of like, you're both ungrateful. You just decide whatever you want. Like, my dad gave me nothing. And then Naveen is like, well, maybe you're fine in a loveless marriage, but like, I don't want that. And his dad's kind of like, is that what you really think? Like, and I think this is kind of the first time that dad is like, oh, you don't, like, you also don't see me. Like, the family dynamic was so interesting because it was like everybody isn't seeing each other for who they are. And it kind of feels like this, like, yeah, it's like we haven't moved into the adult phase of the parent-child relationship where as parents, you need to see your children as adults, but like also as the child, you need to be like, my
This is a
parents
whole
are
person.
flawed
Yeah.
humans who lived an entire life and
Yes.
like, and this is who they are, and I need to be able to meet them.
Yeah. If I want to have a
there.
relationship with them. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So this is kind of when we're breaking that down, and that's nice.
Yeah.
He tells his dad also, you'll get an invite, but you don't have to attend the wedding.
Yes.
And kind of gets out of the car.
Yeah. And then we see kind of the dad and the mom.
Yeah, he goes to sit
like, close to her on the couch.
She's like, get away from me, sit in your chair.
Yeah. And there's something so weird about, I don't know if it's just like that generation and older of guys in their chair.
They love a chair. I think when you're an old man, you must just like suddenly want a chair.
It's
and
just
you're
like such a thing.
Yeah.
Like I remember some like old show we used to watch, like Archie Bunker, like he had his chair. If anyone sat in his chair, he flipped out. And like my grandpa like had a couple chairs.
Both of my grandpas had chairs.
Yeah.
That they sat in. My dad has not evolved to that stage, I guess.
And then in one of the closing like Colbert segments,
yes, him and Jon Stewart.
It's like, here's two lazy boys. You got your chair. Like it's such a thing.
Yeah. Men love a chair. I wonder why my dad hasn't gotten there yet.
I think that's probably a good sign, honestly.
He hasn't evolved to chair yet.
Yeah, I think it must show something going on with like aging and body and whatever, you know, we're like, I need the chair.
I need the chair. And it feels like you're like, I'm away from everyone else. Like I don't have to be on the couch with the family,
and
even
also,
if I'm in
like,
the same room.
I don't have to be doing whatever exactly people are doing. And you don't see that with women, because women are probably like have to be in the kitchen, like that. Those generations
doing whatever.
Something, helping.
We don't get to have our own special chair.
No, like,
I'm gonna get my own chair.
And that's why it's so fun that this mother is like, ugh, get away.
She's like, why are you on the couch? I get the whole couch. You get the chair.
Your chair. You get your weird chair we spent money on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's kind of this like moment where they're kind of
he's kind of like looking at her, and she's like, why are you looking at me? Like it's very funny. Like,
yeah.
Something clearly has happened to the father.
Yes. He's kind of having this realization.
And she's not used to it at all.
But, you know, he's reflecting on, I think, probably his relationship with her and kids and all of that.
And
then we get to, is it Naveen's or is it the sister's apartment?
Oh, I just assumed Naveen, but maybe it's a sister. But one of their apartments, a guy's assembling furniture,
and she found him on Instagram to assemble furniture, but he does it shirtless. That's his thing.
So funny. It's such a one of my girlfriends just got a puppy, and she needed to have like this thing kind of fixed, a carpenter, and this other thing, and she could task wrap it, a carpenter to her house. She's like, he's so hot.
Yeah,
like, I think that's the way to date is
find a hot.
If you want like a
hot handyman
who can fix do stuff, bing bong, you know. I'm just saying, I don't watch visual porn, but more of it probably should start with TaskRabbits of guys coming over and building a thing for
building furniture.
Yeah.
Yes, that's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I love to assemble furniture.
I do
love
too.
an IKEA project.
I do as well. It's very fun. So I don't actually need that. But, you know, doing other things that I don't want to do.
For sure, TaskRabbit. So the mom shows up to whoever place this is, and she's like, what did you say your father? He's extremely upset.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because extremely upset is clearly like him like sitting on her couch for a second. And like she's looking
like,
at
something's wrong with him.
and I love that.
She's like, look at it from our perspective. Like, we're scared you're going to cut us out. Like, we're kind of walking on eggshells around you two.
Yeah.
Because we also like don't want to say the wrong thing. Like, everyone in this family is terrified of upsetting each other.
Of course.
Because nobody has, again, evolved to the like adult parent-child relationship yet.
And it's so funny though, because I think they can't see that Naveen and his personality, like cutting them out is not an option to him. Like that just is not even, you know, but you're right. They're like also scared because they have no idea.
Right. And now his dad is going to Jay's art exhibit and he sees the family one of him with his parents.
Yeah.
And that obviously is like very important.
Yeah. And like
emotional.
moving for him. And so he invites Jay, I think, over to the house. And Jay and Dad in the kitchen, we find out Dad's background. He had wanted to like cook and be a caterer and all of that.
But his dad
like
stabbed him basically.
Yeah, and left him a scar. And he's like, you don't know what it's like. And Jay's like, I actually kind of do know what it's like. He shows him a painting that Naveen had made as a kid. And he's like, my son has good taste and good instincts.
Yeah.
And
it's like this very sweet moment. The dad is making korma. And Jay is kind of like, have you ever put dates in the korma? And Dad's kind of like, no. And then he tries it. And
it's pretty good. And then we switch suddenly, because it's the wedding time, the sister narrating, which I thought was sweet mirror of the beginning when it's him narrating her wedding. And
She's like, you do all this, you hope it lasts forever. The easiest thing to believe in is love.
I don't know if that's true.
And we're at the wedding, and it's, you know, it's cute. It's nice. They're getting married.
The mom does some really good jokes during her speech.
Mm-hmm. She is a stand-up comedian.
Oh, in real life. Oh, that's so fun.
Actresses, yeah.
Yeah.
It's what is her name? Zarna Garg.
Yeah, she was very funny during this.
Yes.
In a way that's like clearly surprising to the family as well.
She comes out to do a speech that no one's expecting, and he's kind of like, is mom drunk? And dad's like, no, she doesn't drink.
It was great. I asked my brother's getting married, and I asked my mom if she's going to make a speech, and she's like, no, I'm too shy. And I'm like, you have to. And she's like, no. She's like, maybe I'll like treat everyone to dinner. I'm like, and you'll make a speech there. She's like, no. She's like, maybe you could write me a speech. I'm like, no, your whole point is you have to say the thing.
Are you going to do a speech? You're officiating. So you get to do the big speech.
A big speech. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
And then we get to the kind of choreographed dance.
Yeah. And they do. She had a cute line in her speech. Your love today will hopefully one day seem small because it will continue to grow and grow and grow.
Oh,
I thought that was cute.
I thought that was so sweet because it also like implied so much about her own relationship with her husband, which we're not sure about.
Yeah.
You know, and that was really nice.
Yeah.
And as meaningful to the husband, you could see too when he heard that.
Yeah. And then, mom and sister having like a sweet conversation. And then, Naveen's family has arranged a special surprise. And it's exactly what Jay had said early on that he wants at his wedding, which is a big choreographed dance.
Yes. And like each moment in the dance, more people keeping part of it that he didn't would, including eventually the father.
Yes.
Which
he
like
comes out.
Big
it was
emotions.
Very sweet.
He like grabs Jay's hand. There are like tears in Jay's eyes. I'm like, Jay is a family.
Yeah, dad's like voguing. It was very cute.
It was so sweet.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it ends.
Yeah.
And I think this is where, like, even though we were shitting on their relationship early
this whole thing makes me go, aw.
Yes,
big time.
I really think that I think that Jay does bring out a good part of Naveen.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to have, moments of conflict. I'm sure there's going to be moments when Naveen's feeling embarrassed about Jay.
Yeah.
But I do think that Jay is also like an incredibly patient person.
Yes.
And that'll be good.
Yeah, I think really just because that end gets me so good, I'm cooler with forever.
Yeah. The end is really
it's
sweet.
really sweet.
It's like everything with the family is so cute.
Yeah,
It's just
it
that
really
that
is.
middle section is rough between them.
Yeah.
Classic movie,
I know. I know. The person I was watching with was like, oh, no, never mind. Maybe it was a different film. But they're like, I don't know how this is going to work. I'm like, this is what they do to us in these films. We watched enough.
You think, oh no, and then it all works out in the end.
Yeah.
But I thought, the family accepting Jay was like the key.
Yes.
And once that happened, I think that, and I think that Jay gets to have his family
Yeah.
again, and that's
It
really
makes me
nice
so happy.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's actually very sweet, and they're going to be together forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yay.
This has been
When
Harry Dumps Sally. We're here every Tuesday, and we have a Patreon. Check it out.
Yay. Okay.
Bye.